Good morning and welcome to the Royal Agricultural University. My name is Dan Todhunter and I'm the Director of Academic Services. Our ceremony will begin shortly, but before we do, there are a few announcements that I just want to make. Firstly, to our graduands, it is extremely important that you are sat in the correct seat so that your name is called out in the correct order. Can I please ask you to just take a moment to check that the seat you're sitting in matches the seat label you were given at the start. And if you think you're not in the right seat or you're unsure, please raise your hand and one of the ushers will come and speak to you. No hands going up, brilliant. Again, for our graduates, so during the ceremony, the ushers will direct you when to stand and you'll form a queue on the right-hand side of the stage. When your name's called, you'll cross the stage, and normally you'd be invited to shake hands with the Vice-Chancellor. Obviously, in light of the pandemic, that won't happen. There's a cross in the centre of the stage, you'll stand, nod to the Vice-Chancellor, and then if you turn to the front, we've got a photographer who'll be taking pictures. After that, you'll exit the stage at the far end. I'm seeing some nervous looks about the photographs. Sorry if that's a surprise to anyone. When you come off the stage, the ushers again will direct you back to your seats, and you'll be directed along the centre aisle so that you don't get in the way of the camera recording. To our guests, we have a full congregation today, and so weather permitting, the doors to the marquee will remain open for ventilation. Wearing a face covering isn't required, but if you would like to wear one, that is welcomed. Photography is allowed during the ceremony. However, please can I ask that all mobile devices and phones are kept to silent. And then the final point, graduation is of course a celebration. So please clap and cheer our graduands across the stage. At the very end of the ceremony, the academic procession will leave the marquee and our new graduates will be joining the back of that procession. When they go, parents, families, friends, please give them a very big round of applause for having finally graduated as they then exit the marquee. We'll begin the ceremony at approximately 11:30. We may be running slightly late due to some of the traffic issues this morning, but there'll be an announcement before the academic procession begins. Thank you very much. Please, will you all be upstanding for the academic procession? Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, former Vice-Chancellor, Chairman of Governing Council, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to welcome our distinguished guests, graduands, their friends and families and staff of the university who have joined us for a great day of celebration of our student successes. I am delighted to declare this graduation ceremony open. I would like to call firstly on the vicar to say the prayers. Please just bow your heads.
Lord Bathurst, Vice President, Vice-Chancellor, staff, students and all our guests today. As we began the 175th anniversary at the plough service in the parish church, we used this Aboriginal prayer to remind us of our responsibilities. To us, the land is a living thing. The land is our mother. It is the source of our existence, our religion, our identity. To us, a land is a living thing. We are part of it, and it is part of us. As we gather here today, we celebrate the successes of this university and pray for all of those who will receive their awards today. And we pray for our university. O Lord, our Heavenly Father, who's gathered together thy servants in this university to study the laws and working of this earth, for the better care and use of the same, grant that in the pursuit of knowledge and in the labours of our hands, we may be directed by thy guidance, and may in all things be obedient to thy heavenly law and will. Grant this, O Father, for the love of him who has taught the beauty of this earth and the dignity of labour, thine only Son, our Saviour, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Please be seated. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to address the congregation.
Cheers. Presiding officer, graduating students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I join with the presiding officer in welcoming you to today's graduation ceremony. Graduation is a time to celebrate, to recognise the achievement of an important award from a great university, and to acknowledge all who have contributed to the bestowing of that award. Above all, we celebrate the achievement of our students who are graduating today. I stress the word celebrate, which includes to extol or praise, and also to make widely known, for it is one of the highest acts of personal achievement to gain a degree or award, which in turn marks your experience, knowledge, and application. We congratulate you on satisfying all the requirements of your award. In gaining a degree from the RAU, you join a family of over 17,000 alumni worldwide. We are very proud of our heritage at the RAU. We were the first agricultural college in the English-speaking world. Indeed, the university's origins date as far back as 1845, when enlightened individuals and members of agricultural societies recognized that the transformation in UK agriculture, which was needed to increase food production, could only be achieved through education and the application of science and innovation. Founded with an original purpose of caring for the fields and for the beasts, we have been developing leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs ever since. We celebrated our 175th anniversary last year, and our mission today bears testament to the foresight of our founders as we aim to equip a new generation of graduates to meet the most pressing challenges that face us in the world today: climate change, food security, sustainable land use, biodiversity, heritage management, and so on. In doing so, we celebrate all forms of advanced scholarship through our teaching, applied research, knowledge exchange, and our award-winning student enterprise. We commit also to the moral and ethical preparation of our students to ensure that their programs prepare them for making the difficult decisions in work and life. To those graduating today, I say our graduates have an excellent track record in making their mark in the world. In these uncertain times, though, it may initially be more difficult for some than in the past. So look to the total range of your skills and abilities. Be prepared to take more modest jobs in the short term, but don't give up on your dreams. The world will change, and you can help it change. We hope you will be proud to be a member of the RAU alumni Do keep in touch with the university, your academic home, and make the most of our vibrant, diverse alumni community, both online and in person. You will be invited to alumni, careers, and other university events throughout the year. And you may find you want to return to the RAU at some future time to refresh your learning, upgrade your skills, or lay down the basis of a new career. All these details can be found in your programme. Finally, I ask that you keep in mind the students who are following you at the university. Those future students could benefit significantly from your support, whether through a work placement or access to your specialised wisdom or through scholarship sponsorship. You can help to make their learning opportunity a better one. In congratulation to all our graduates, I would add sincere congratulations to all those who taught them. After all, learning too is a partnership, and much depends on the support and encouragement, not to mention the expertise of members of staff, academic, professional, and technical. They are represented here today by colleagues sitting behind me on the platform, and I ask you that you join me in thanking them for their contribution. I would also ask graduates to thank those guests here today, family members, partners, relations, and friends who have supported you in realising your achievements today. Someone once said there are three kinds of people: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who wondered what on earth has happened. I know you will all be making things happen. Let me end with an insight from one university president who addressed his graduates as follows. You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget the errand. Likewise, as one statesman put it, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. We know that you are equipped for an excellent living, and I want to wish you also a fulfilling life. And in so doing, once again, congratulate you as you prepare to come forward for your presentation. Thank you. I now invite Dr. Andrew Hemmings to present graduates from the School of Equine Management and Science.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following graduands for the conferment of their awards. Bachelors of Science with Honours in Applied Equine Science and Business. Josephina Brugnini. Jessica Carey. Georgina Yule. Rebecca Fenton. Ellie Hedges. Joanne McCormack. Olivia McDonough. Bethan Partridge. Melissa Rose. Anya Ryan. Eleanor Skates. Chloe Taylor. Joanna Thorogood. Natalia Walling Scott. Tessa Warby. Jessica Warnes. Amy Westacott. Bachelors of Science with Honours in Bloodstock and Performance Horse Management. Laura Clifford Ward. Kate Gowing. Evelyn Macken. Bethany Morris. Hannah Walker. Bachelors of Science with Honours in International Equine and Agricultural Business Management. Alice Baird. Amelia Bresnahan. Alexandra Dunn. Sarah Foley. Ellen Holden. Alexandra Irwin. Sophie Peck. Olivia Price. Isabel Riley. Neve Shaw. Annabelle Wales Fairbairn. Caitlin Wilmington. And that concludes the awards from the School of Equine Management and Science.
I now invite William Lashallis to present graduates from the School of Real Estate and Land Management.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following graduands for the conferment of their awards. Starting with Bachelors of Science with Honours in International Business Management. Holly Bailey. Tobias Dowdswell. Harriet Gleed. Holly Hickman. Charles Lowry. Keziah Luckham Down. Barnaby Melvin. Henrietta Nielsen. Olivia Rose. Catherine Sisme Williamson. Barnaby Talbot Ponsonby. Frederick Thompson. Saskia Tricker. Nicholas von Sydow. Georgia Wakely. Henry White. Otto Williams. Annabelle Woodhead. Now we move on to Bachelors of Science with Honours in International Business Management, Food and Agribusiness. Angus Bartlett. Amelia Baston. Katie Beharrell. Nicola Campbell. Archie Connor. Sorry. Charlotte de Montmorency Wright. Charlotte Edmonds. Emily Harrison. Frederick Lindsley. Eleanor Pilgrim. Max Pittman. Bridget Tate. Verity Taylor. Jenna Tubby. James Venning. Lawrence Fowle. We now move on to Bachelors of Science with Honours in Real Estate. Rhys Baldwin. Jonathan Broadhurst. Edward Carras. Benjamin Davis. Joshua Ellis. Lucinda Elwood. Alfred England. Jack Fairclough. Millicent Finch. Jack Glendinning. Julian Hill. George Kenyon. Alice Codrich. Francesca Lambert. Beatrice Leonard. Mari Lewis. Charlotte Mason. Emerald Middleborough. Lucy Moore. George Queen. Bryony Sanders. Tamsin Sprawling. Nathaniel Steele. Rhys Thorson. Toby Wallace. Grace Whitehead. Well done. Alexander Wilson. Sophie Wilson. Oliver Wright. Yesterday's. Now we move on to Bachelors of Science with honours in Rural Land Management. Polly-Ann Adams. Edward Anderson. Sophie Bakey. Charlotte Bailey. Andrew Baker. Edward Barlow. Emily Benson. Hannah Boniface. Eleanor Bowen. Samuel Brailsford. Charlotte Bromley. Joshua Bulbeck. Joshua Buxton. Phoebe Chatham. William Davis. Philippa Dews. Ellen Fake. Well done, Ellen. Rufus Faulkner Lee. Well done, Rufus. Hugh Ferguson. Chloe Fewings. Alice Foster. Add on. Yeah, okay. Emily Gold. Now, sorry. Safe Noon. Sorry. Well done. Timur Noon. Well done. Well done. Emily Goldsworthy. Lauren Hamlin. Samuel Haskell. Eleanor Hawking. Hannah Henschel. Edward Higgins. James Hunter. Elliot Hutt. Henry Hyde. Thomas Ind. Thomas Knowles. Emily Littlejohn. Well done. Georgina Lawrenson. Hannah Lukins. Amelia Maddox. Oliver Main. Well done. Olivia Marston. Alexander Norris. Thomas Park. Harriet Paris. Joshua Phillips. Emma Ponting. Findlay Purchase. Gareth Roberts Jones. Edward Roworth. Max Ryder. Charles Sage. Andrew Smith. Good to see you. Archie Stray. Francesca Turner. Harry Watson. Robin Westcott. Emily Wilcox. Charlotte Williams. We now move on to postgraduate diplomas in rural estate management. Benjamin Middlewood. Then we move on to Masters of Science in Real Estate. Natalie Chiku. And then on to Masters of Science in Rural Land Management, Catherine Bezick. Mark Burton. Victoria Clinch. Olivia Fletcher. That concludes the awards from the School of Real Estate and Land Management.
I now invite Phil Hudson to present graduates from the School of Agriculture, Food and the Environment.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following graduands for the conferment of their awards. Foundation degrees in Agriculture and Farm Management. Rebecca Brooks. Layla MacLeod. Robert Skirm. Isabella Taylor. Charles Jones. Hugh Neve. And now we move on to the foundation degrees in British Wildlife Conservation. Matthew Starling. And now to the graduate certificates in agriculture. Victoria Merrill. And now we move on to the graduate diplomas in agriculture. Cameron Dunn. And now we move on to the Bachelors of Science with Honours in Agricultural Management. Edward Blake. Frederick Burgoyne. Harry Coots. Jessica Elliman. Sarah Evans. Isabel Farquharson. George Gill. Harry Goring. Lucy Hill. Zoe Kingham. Rory McLaren. Peter Medler. Ryan Peach. Bradley Pott. Holly Robinson. Florence Setchell. Graham Shepherd. Lauren Skews. Harry Smart. Ashley Stokes. James Stroud. And Jonathan Hockley. And now we move on to the Bachelors of Science with Honours in Agriculture. Benjamin Allard. Edward Allen Stevens. Samuel Daly. William Deeg. Camilla Druitt. Alexandra Gibb. Louisa Kenny. Cecily Lister. Holly Lockley. Honor Loxton Scott. Emma Matthews. Gwen Patch. Phoebe Workman. Emmanuel Camira. And now we move on to the Bachelors of Science with honours in Applied Farm Management. Joseph Bark. Gregor Belcher. Neve Chapman. Beverly Cock. Alison Harbottle. Alice Huns. Christopher Lamb. Robert Mayer. Alexander Neeson. Austin Penfold. Tad Robson. Matthew Saunders. Simon Taylor. Michael Waldock. Now we move on to the Bachelors of Science with honours in Countryside Management. Jacob Phillips. Abby Richards. Verity Wotton. Now we move on to the Bachelors of Science with honours in Food Production and Supply Management. Zoe Dick. Verity Russ. And now we move on to the Bachelors of Science with honours in Wildlife and Countryside Management. George Cararuth. Neve Clatworthy. Erin Courtney. Kirsty Ferris. Antonia Fitchett. Zoe Golding. Alice Hanscom. Connor Holden. Helen King. Kelly MacDonald. Amy Rowe. Cassandra Thomas. And Melissa Wyard. And now we move on to the Masters of Science in Agricultural Technology and Innovation. Harriet Howsam. Johann Casper von Hammerstein. Moritz Weddigen von Knapp. We now move on to the Masters of Science in Business Management. Robert Guide. Nelle Muller. Maria Perry. Sophia Ratcliffe. Clara Schlosser. Konrad von Thuingen. We now move on to the Masters of Science in Sustainable Agriculture and Food Security. Hassan Ghaffara Palangri. Ediomi Jumbo. Ideniki Pete Pekuti. And that concludes the awards from the School of Agriculture, Food and the Environment.
I now invite Dr. Lorraine Thomas, the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Education and Students, to present graduands for research degrees.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following graduands to receive awards validated by the University of Gloucestershire. Doctor of Philosophy in the role of grain storage systems in food safety, food security and rural development in north-central Nigeria, Ugbeid Ahiaba. Doctor of Philosophy in the effects of the UK Government's modernising changes to the Disabled Students Allowance on the provision of support to HE students with specific learning disabilities, Ivan Newman. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following graduates to receive an award validated by Coventry University. Doctor of Philosophy in Climate Change Impacts and Sustainable Agriculture in Southwest Nigeria, Adeola Allo. That concludes the Research Degree Awards.
I now invite Professor Joanna Price to present the Honorary Fellow for his award.
Mr. Vice President, Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present Tiger Wang for the award of Honorary Fellowship of the Royal Agricultural University. This is the highest honour that the university can confer, and it is reserved for those who have made the most distinguished contribution to the life of the university, to education, and to the land-based industries at home and abroad. Like the beautiful large cat that is his namesake, Tiger Wang is a rare individual. He is an entrepreneur, a businessman and innovator who specialises in international education, who also understands the critical role that agricultural innovation must play in addressing the global challenges of climate change and food security. Although Tiger may not be a household name for many RAU students as staff, he is very well known to the hundreds of alumni that have studied in China at the RAU's two partner universities. I can honestly say that the RAU could not have developed such a strong international presence and such successful partnerships in China if not for Tiger. Equally, if not more relevant, is that Tiger lives by a set of values and embodies many qualities that the RAU holds dear. First and foremost, Tiger is incredibly passionate about his work, and like many entrepreneurs, has a great sense of optimism and a strong appetite for risk, seeing opportunity around every corner. You always feel uplifted coming away from a conversation with Tiger, and that ability to get others to look to the stars and see hope when it looks as if the ceiling is about to fall down is a very special quality. I think what drives Tiger is the knowledge that success can lead to the ability to make choices in life. And his great success is underpinned by a very strong work ethic, a drive to keep learning, and while always driving change and innovation, he understands the importance of valuing tradition and heritage. This is why he cares about the RAU and the UK so much. So where does Tiger's story start? And how did he come to be such a loyal friend and ambassador for our university? Tiger was born in Beijing at a time when China had a policy of only allowing one child per family. Now that has changed, of course, and Tiger has 3 children to whom he is devoted: Malcolm, Winston, and Rosalinda. He never misses calling them at bedtime, wherever he is in the world, and when it's not a time of COVID, Tiger is traveling a lot. People talk about business acumen being embedded in one's DNA. I certainly don't have it, and in Tiger's case, this came from his father, who is the chief editor of the largest news agency in China. His parents were an extraordinarily successful couple, as his mother was the former Vice Minister of the Ministry of Agriculture for China, responsible for the education of farmers and the development of agricultural technology. This must have influenced his decision to study agriculture and business management at the China Agricultural University, the top-ranked agricultural university in China. It therefore seems very appropriate that the new joint institute we founded in 2020 is called, and it's a very long name, the Royal Agricultural University Joint Institute for Advanced Agri-Technology at Qingdao Agricultural University. I'm sure his mother would be very proud that Tiger is supporting her legacy. During his time as an undergraduate, Tiger always looked to broaden his mind and participated in international exchange programs with Harper Adams, but we won't hold that against him, and Wageningen in the Netherlands, obtaining masters from both. He also studied in Germany and Paris, helping him gain an even deeper understanding of the way higher education operates in Europe, although he tells me no other country can beat the UK system. He also studied education philosophy at Oxford, and his thinking was greatly influenced by his tutor, who was the vice provost. I don't know how he finds the time, but he's currently studying for a PhD at Oxford and is a member of the Board of Regents of Harris Manchester College, Oxford. Oxford and the RAU are obviously very different institutions, but we're very lucky that Tiger decided to study for an MBA at the RAU in European food and business management. His engaging personality meant that he became a good friend to many staff, including Professor Paul Davis, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, who we remembered yesterday with an award. Tiger was already developing a vision. He was convinced that if China was to come better equipped at managing complex change at a global, national, and local level, it was critical that problem solving should be part of students' learning. In the UK, we've done this for decades, but the Chinese system has traditionally been one of knowledge transfer from teacher to student. In order to turn his vision into reality, and with Paul Davis's support, Tiger set out to establish between the RAC and Shandong Agricultural University a teaching partnership. And after 4 years of hard work, in 2007, the Chinese Ministry of Education approved the project for us to teach on an SDAU food safety and quality program. And then in 2012, the real estate program started. Probably not many in the audience know this, but in the last 2 years, 950 students have been enrolled on these programs every year. After graduating from the RAC, Tiger remained a visiting lecturer while also becoming involved in a range of business ventures before he founded Sino Campus, the company of which he is now president. He was inspired to do this by a close friend and mentor, Victor Wang, who had founded the most successful education business in China. I mentioned Victor to highlight that Tiger is very open-minded and constantly seeks to learn from others, and that his friends mean everything to him. Like Siren students, he has a close circle of loyal friends with whom he can really be himself, and share his love of fine food. I think this is why he felt so at home here at Cirencester, because friendship is the bedrock of our community. Another reason why he feels so at home here is that he really does love Western food, his favourite meal being rib-eye steak. And he also has a soft spot for fast European cars, but doesn't get him many brownie points on the climate change stakes. So I understand he owns several, including Mercedes and a Porsche. However, Tiger, I need to give you a word of advice. You will need to acquire a Land Rover Defender to be considered truly acceptable by RAU students, I think. But let us go back to Sino Campus just for a moment, which is now one of the leading education providers in the field of transnational and enterprise education. Tiger's vision is that Sino Campus should foster partnerships that are both local and global between education partners, governments, and NGOs. Unbelievably, it has developed more than 1,300 partnerships with schools, colleges, and universities across the globe, and has a large network of academics, leaders, and consultants. It offers transnational education programs to more than 100 institutions with a focus on entrepreneurship in curriculum development. Again, this is quite a staggering statistic. In the past decade, Sino Campus has enabled over 10,000 Chinese students to benefit from teaching by RAU staff. Tiger's contributions and leadership were recognised by an MBA in 2019 for services to Sino-UK education, and at the same time was made a Freeman of the City of London. He is also the CEO of the National Centre for Entrepreneurship in Education in China, Director of the Sino-British Forum Organising Committee, and Chief Advisor of International Affairs of the Beijing Education Council. Before I conclude, I would like to share with you my memories of my first meeting with Tiger. He came to my office exuding energy and passion, which was really infectious. He explained for many years he'd been trying to persuade vice-chancellors at the RAU to establish a joint degree program with a Chinese university. I went to an international school, so needed no convincing that the route to solving major global issues was through educating young people from different backgrounds together, thereby fostering international understanding. After 3 years, and thanks to the exemplary leadership from Tiger and the hard work of the Sino Campus and RAU teams, a great example of partnership working, in 2020, approval was granted by the Ministry of Education in China to establish the institute I mentioned at Qingdao. The RAU is the first small specialist university in the UK to be recognised in this way, and now Sino Campus works side by side at QAU with us to deliver 4 degree programmes, and there are already 600 students enrolled, and the project has been highly commended by the government. If any of you are wondering why the RAU has developed overseas partnerships, it's because we may be very small, but since our foundation, we've always had a global outlook. Improving agricultural productivity while managing land sustainably in the face of climate change is a challenge that will best be addressed through shared working with other nations. We must not let fear and suspicion hamper the innovation that is so urgently needed. To conclude, Mr. Vice President, Tiger Wang, without doubt, exhibits the qualities and attributes we look for in our honorary fellows. His life and achievements should be an inspiration to those graduating today and those who will follow in their footsteps. And I present him to you as eminently worthy of an honorary fellowship of the Royal Agricultural University.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you. Dear Mr. Vice President, Governors, Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to all my friends and colleagues at the Royal Agricultural University. It's my great pleasure and honor to receive an honorary fellowship from the Royal Agricultural University. I'm so touched. My involvement with the RAU goes back almost 20 years. At that time, I was a young postgraduate looking to make my way in the world. I had studied in Chinese Agricultural University, Beijing, then in the Wageningen University, Netherlands, and then Cirencester. When I enrolled on the RAU's MBA program, I knew that I had made a choice that would change my life forever, for all the right reasons. Following my MBA, the RAU were gracious enough to offer me the position of international director for their relations with China. Through this position, I was able to help the RAU to set up its first TNE programs in China with the Shandong Agricultural University in food safety and real estate. This was back in 2003, and I'm so pleased to inform you that this partnership is still going strong today and had received many accolades and awards from the Chinese Ministry of Education. More recently, we established a joint institute with the Qingdao Agricultural University in 2020 to run TNE programs in food science, agriculture, logistics, and environment. This will be another long-term partnership between our two great nations. We are also discussing other forms of partnership in China, such as doctor degrees and online delivery of top-up degrees. However, this honor does not just belong to me, but is testimony to the excellent leaders of the RAU over the years, including Professor Barry Dant, Professor Simon Pott, Professor David Lever, Professor Chris Gaskell, and of course, Professor Joanna Price. Without them, I would not be able to receive this honor. It also belongs to the late Professor Paul Davis and Stephen Thomas, Professor Neil Ravenscraft, Dr. Jonathan Turner, Gareth Thomas, Steve Finch, Yakub Murray, Xianmin Chang, John Nixon, and more dearest friends and colleagues from the registration and financial departments of the RAU. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This award is also recognition of the hard work and dedication of the many colleagues in our partner universities in China. We have worked so effectively with the RAU to my colleagues within the organization which I established 10 years ago, known as Sinocampus. And of course, all of the alumni who have graduated from SDAU and are enrolled on the newer program at QAU. We already have more than 1,000 Chinese graduates, with many more to come in the following years. These students will find that their association with the RAU will lead them onto careers which would have been beyond their dreams. I'm also thankful to all of the RAU staff who have come to China over the years to teach and mentor these dedicated students. We have been thrilled to receive so many high-quality teachers from the RAU, who I can honestly say have become my friends and part of my family. We have worked together, we have traveled together, and we have eaten together, and sometimes, oftenly, we have drunk together. Without your passion and patience in nurturing this generation of Chinese students, we would not be in this position today. The RAU and the Cirencester will always be in my heart. I could never have imagined the journey we have taken together when I arrived on your doorstep in the Cotswolds 20 years ago. Long may our friendship continue, and you are always welcome in China. This honorary fellowship is something which I will treasure for the rest of my life. We have worked so hard together, especially in the early days, and have overcome hurdles to the stage now where we are recognized far and wide across whole China. In our country, we say, just do what you should do to achieve your ambitions in life. God will send you encouragement and blessings through his angels who will watch over you. Again, thank you so much. And also special thanks for the young three potential RAU students who behind me, who helped me to correct my pronunciation. Thank you so much. Thank you, and bye-bye. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Tiger, I'm not sure as to whether you are still there, but from the RAU, Zhu Ni Kwa Qing Je Kuai La, which basically means, interpreted, hopefully, if I've pronounced it correctly, wish you a happy National Day. It is the Chinese National Day today, so appropriate, but I don't think I managed to get it across to him. I would now like to invite Peter Morris to present the Lifetime Achievement Award. Peter.
Vice President, Vice Chancellor, my lords, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and privilege to present Simon Pott for a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Royal Agricultural University. After 175 years, it is likely that this is the first time that this award has been made. Simon has made it a part of his life's mission to promote the reputation and standing of the Royal Agricultural University. He's one of those people who you're lucky to meet from time to time, who's really interested in people, wants to help, and insists on taking his job seriously, but not himself. Born in Norfolk, his father was a clergyman and headmaster. His mother was a Norland nanny. From this, as a padre's son myself, I know that he would have been brought up to value certain principles like integrity, empathy, and dedication. And as you will see, these values are reflected in the course of Simon's life, along with a great sense of fun. Simon attended Christ's Hospital in Sussex, which he hugely enjoyed. Sadly, he lost his twin brother recently, but he is the first to admit that Andrew was the academic side of the family and Simon excelled in cricket, hockey and tennis. He learnt the importance of teamwork, quite simply getting stuck in. He developed an interest in people and what they could achieve. Living in Norfolk, he loved the countryside and the rural community. He started work straight from school as an articled pupil to the senior partner of Crusoe and Wilkin in King's Lynn, paid 10 shillings a week. And your fact for the day, that is in fact now 50p. And came to study at the Royal Agricultural College in 1970. He lived life to the full at the college and made lifelong friends with his amiable and light-hearted approach to life. He developed an aptitude for networking, which stood him in good stead in his career. Simon was the chairman of the Union Club in 1972, chairman of the Estates Management Club in 1973, and awarded the Harker Medal for involving himself with just about everything in the RAC. And by 1975, he was chairman of the RAC Association when someone dropped out. Again, right place at the right time. With a diploma in rural estate management, he joined the first of the firms where he would make a difference, Charles Hawkins and Sons in Norfolk, before slipping down a county to Suffolk a couple of years later, becoming a partner of Rutters in 1977. Simon honed his business acumen following a merger with William H. Brown, helping to expand the number of offices from 67 to 250. The Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors sparked his imagination, and progressing quickly through the ranks of the RICS, he became president of the Rural Practice Division in 1988. A talent had been identified, and in 1995 he was elected president of the RICS worldwide, living in Parliament Square, and he tells me the only RAU alumnus to do so. Let us not forget that it was only 22 years after leaving the RAC. I asked him what it was like taking on that role, and Simon described it as a bear pit. However, if you speak to other contemporaries, they will tell you that Simon was a natural leader and mediator, and everything was done with the familiar pot smile. In this role, he visited 17 countries and made 400 speeches, and loved it. Simon finds it difficult, if not impossible, to say no if people want his help or experience. A sample of his current appointments are President of the Old Michaelian Association, Chairman of the Judges of the Patrons Awards for the Almshouse Association, the Day Foundation, Trustee of the Little Gidding Trust, and Chairman of the Trustees of the Finetta Hale Almshouse Charity, to name just a few, trust me. Past appointments have been as diverse as Chairman of the English Villages Housing Association, to being made the first honorary commander of the United States Air Force at Lakenheath, home of the NATO strike force. I can only think that this appointment played a significant part in maintaining world peace, at least in Suffolk. His reward for 6 years' service was a flight around Britain in an F-15E with the General. That's a big plane. As an auctioneer, Simon attempts to use charm and wit to extract large sums of money from people at charity auctions. Once again, the list seems endless, but the beneficiaries of his skills range from the Royal Ballet to the Coldstream Guards. Somehow, amongst the seemingly impossible schedule, Simon and his wife Jenny found time to open their home in Bury St Edmunds as a boutique hotel. Ounce House was in the Good Hotel Guide for 27 years. Back to Simon's connection and love for the Royal Agricultural University. Appointed to the council in 1988, he became chairman in 2005, holding that post until 2011, then vice president for the last 10 years. He's been involved in a wide range of projects that have helped the RAU develop and maintain its high profile. These include first chairman of the RAC Diversity Committee and later of the Development Committee. Simon is simply great company, and at RAU functions, it's always such a pleasure to see him and to hear him as raconteur. For someone who has packed so much into his life, it'll be interesting to see what he does next. But after more than 50 years, I'm sure he'll certainly not give up his involvement with the university. Vice President, I present Simon Pott to you as a worthy recipient of a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Royal Agricultural University. Thank you.
I now invite Mr. Simon Pott to address the congregation. It says on my notes here that he is to make a short speech. And secondly, Simon, just because you've got a big audience here, don't sell anything.
Splendid. My Lord Vice President, Chairman, Vice-Chancellor, my lords, ladies, gentlemen, and Peter. Thank you for all that, Peter. Check's in the post. I'm given 5 minutes to reply. I might just extend that a tiny bit, but it'll only be a tiny bit. If you started a stopwatch, bear in mind I am an auctioneer, and when I get to 5 minutes, if you can wave, that's splendid, but I am, of course, duty-bound to take a bid then. We'll soon pay for this lot. I want to concentrate on all of you. This is much more important. You're the future. The amazing opportunities that will come your way in this country and around the world in the next many years. What opportunities? Someone said to me the other day, you'd never be able to do this, what you've done now. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. But you've got to get stuck in. All of you have a degree. And by the way, congratulations. I don't have a degree. I got a diploma here at RAC, as it then was. I was thrilled to get the diploma. But you're that much further up the springboard, so fine. You're going to do very well, and who knows where it's going to lead to. There's somebody here who said to me once, not very long ago, bear in mind, Simon, with your academic results from school, you wouldn't even be allowed into the university now. Well, I might have got in on a foundation course. She knows who she is, and she's not very far away from me. It's said to those to whom much is given, that, by the way, is all of you, much will be required. If you won a medal, wow, fantastic. You show me yours and I'll show you mine. If you gained a first, I stand in awe of you. If it's a 2-1, brilliant. If it was a 2-2, probably what you reckoned you might get. And if you got a third, hey, just bear in mind, you got a degree, and that's just as good now in my book, and then it's entirely up to you about how you're going to use it. You have a great future. That's one of my theories of life. I have many theories, of course. We mature at different times. If you put on the cloak of respectability and confidence, you're set for life. No one will stop you. And certainly if you come with a degree from the Royal Agricultural University, that's just brilliant in my terms, so marvellous. If, on the other hand, you become a complete rogue, and one or two might, they seem to do quite well also. But to my 8 grandchildren, as I say to them, please, if you can't be good, don't get caught. Anyone who attended this hallowed place and gained an attendance certificate can still say that they were at the Royal Agricultural University, Cirencester, and after all, no one will challenge that either. And if, strictly speaking, you did not study, that, of course, you did, because you've all got a degree. If there was anybody who just got the... We used to have attendance certificates, and we used to have a group of sort of flying cheerleaders. Those who just had an attendance certificate were given the most enormous cheer when they came across the stage. Have you festered away in your cave, or are you now prepared to play a part in what's going on? Bear in mind, this is the real deal. It's not a practice. This is your life. So what are you going to do with it? How you dress. By the way, wonderful. We get the opportunity sitting here, see this amazing range, particularly of shoes coming up there, dresses and so on. Shoes, wonderful. Therefore, over the last many years, I've seen the shoe range changing. And they're brilliant, just absolutely wonderful. Whether they're just on hire and you take them back, I have no idea, but it's marvellous. But it's not for the future, for you, what comes in through the door. It's not what comes in over the telephone. It's not social media. It's how you're going to go out and perform. It's entirely up to you. And as I say, even if you've got a lower quality degree, you start on the same basis now as far as I'm concerned. And please, there is one thing, please promise me you will never, ever say again. It is, I haven't got time. Yes, you have. Of course, if you want to do it, you've got time, plenty of time. But you've got to go. So never, again, please, for all of you, and for those in the audience behind, if you ever hear any of them saying, I haven't got time, say, remember what that chap said. You've got the time if you want to do it. And therefore, on and on we go. You've got to get onto the various ladders, different ladders in your professional life. Have a good opportunity. Start up as many as you can. And automatically, of course, promote this place, because that's what you do. There is nothing you cannot do. You'll only be held back by a lack of ambition. When I say nothing, of course, there are 1 or 2 posts. You might have to kill an awful lot of people to become the king or the queen. But please, aim high. No one in any society, everybody is going to say that's wonderful. The range of things that you will have picked up at this university is quite spectacular. It is a very valuable thing that you now have contained within your head. So that'll be marvellous. So you can go out, and whether that be your village, your community, your town, your region, your county, or nationally, go and do things. Go and enjoy them. And the more you do, the more you can do, because you'll get this veneer of knowledge into which you can then dip every now and again. And people say, how on earth do you know that? Well, that's just picking it up as it goes along. Bear in mind a firm handshake, looking people in the eye, and please smile. It does make an awful lot of difference. And enthusiasm, I love enthusiasm. So if you can exude enthusiasm, a number of people may say, oh, for goodness sake, this is completely too much. Most people will say, I love it. That's marvellous. So do that. I just want to throw in a tiger story, if I may. Well, I'm going to anyway. Tiger, I was in Beijing, as one is, and I met up. I'm not sure he's listening, or is able to listen to this. He'll remember this. And we were going to Shandong. Shandong's about 400 miles away. 2 hours it would take to get to Shandong on the bullet train. And he said, Simon, we must get to the station on time. I said, well, it's your city. He said, I'll get the cars. Fine. He'd got the cars lined up, and we got into the cars. It rapidly became obvious that the traffic in Beijing was so dreadful that the chance of getting to the station on time was remote in the absolute extreme. Tiger got out the phone, jabbed away at it, and then shouted, of course, in Chinese, so I wasn't totally familiar with what he said. And he got through all the bits and pieces. We arrived at the station. The bullet train, bear in mind, stops for no one. So it goes ping on time. I said, so what are we going to do? He said, well, we try. So off we went. And he had formed a group of his friends and acolytes. They formed a diamond-shaped wedge across this great concourse in Beijing Station, for those who know the station. And we just walked behind. He got to the escalator leading down to this train, this wonderful train, and there was a very big woman who stood there, and Tiger went over and spoke to her, and she basically said, no. He spoke to her again, and she stood to one side, and we went down the escalator, and the train had been held. We got onto it, and in the next 2 hours, we covered 400 miles. And I said, so Tiger, what did you say? Well, he said, I think it got lost in translation. I said, oh yes, why was that? He said, I think they thought that you were the Prince of Wales. Your role as environmentalists, and that, by the way, is all of you, it's not up to governments, it's not up to everybody else, it's up to you. Please go out. Make sure that you get your point across, and make sure and understand that the role you play, having attended this splendid place, is now absolutely vital to where the thing goes in the future. If you anticipate that you've reached your genetic potential, I'm here to tell you you haven't even started. And therefore, the opportunities that you've had in this place, stay in touch. This is a remarkable place. A lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities pass through this place. And I owe really my entire career to the lower springboard off which I played than any of you when I left when it was the college. I want to make one serious point. I was interviewed recently as the first chairman of the Diversity Committee. And so this was by the Diversity Commission. If I thought this place was institutionally racist, I would never come here again. Mercifully, I will be back on a regular basis. I don't believe for one moment that this is institutionally racist. If you think differently, come and tell me afterwards. My thanks to the Royal Agricultural University for this award. It's been such an immense privilege to me to be involved over all these years. And it's an astonishing piece of work that I thought I was just going to get a scroll, but there we are. All of you who have graduated today, please stand. All of you who graduated, please stand. I thought the response in support of all the staff, I mean not this, but everybody, the people in the kitchen, the ground staff, everybody, I thought your response was a tad half-hearted. We won't need to practice this. If I do hip, 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 please, I want you as loud as you can to do the other bit. All right? Ready? Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Well done. Sorry, you can sit now. That's splendid. I've been told not to eat into drinking time, and so here we are. A last word to you. Some of you will be successful. Of the rest of you, we expect, we demand, we require very much more. Good luck.
I now introduce the Barry Dent Award. The Barry Dent Award is awarded to the student who has made the greatest contribution to the life of the university. This year's recipient is here, but does not know, I've given a clue there, haven't I, that he has won this prize. This year's recipient was nominated by students for his tireless efforts in supporting students throughout his time at university, but in particular during the pandemic. As president of the Students' Union, he is not technically a student, but it was clear from the nominations that students felt he deserved this award. This year's winner of the Barry Dent Award is Lewis Bebb.
Lewis, that's very well deserved, and I think speaking, although I possibly can't because the Mayor's here today, but you've certainly helped with a lot of issues in Cirencester over your time, and thank you for that. Simon has really sort of played down his role in quite a jokey way, but Simon, your contribution to this university over the years has been extraordinary. As Chairman of Governors and everything that you've done here, it has been quite remarkable. And in recognition of that, I'd like him to lead out today, and I will now declare the graduation ceremony over. Thank you, and well done to you all. You're leading out. Oh, yes, we have. I have now been corrected that we do have the hymn Jerusalem followed by the national anthem, and then maybe we get, oh no, it is after that bit. Right, so please be standing for the hymn Jerusalem.